Yeah, always I'm positive. Always we are a team like can do it, but after we don't create the amount of I would say of goals in that position, chances in the after goal, we were not the same. But yeah, so the team did everything, and it's enough.
I mean, with first place now technically out of their hands, City's hands, Graham, would it still be anything other than foolish to write them off?
Of course, it would be foolish to write Man City off right now. Hit the like button, people. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and turn on those bell notifications. Is that even a question?
Of course, you'd be foolish.
Yeah.
Is it 13 games left?
Yeah, 13 games.
So anything can happen. Absolutely anything can happen. I would suggest that both City and Liverpool will drop even more points between now and the end of the season. And Arsenal, you have to include Arsenal in the conversation.
Well, of course, you have to include Arsenal in the conversation. They're still seen as a bit of a side dish. They're still seen as the garlic bread on the side, as opposed to maybe the main course, which I think is very disrespectful to Arsenal. I really do. They are being doubted, but I do believe it's going to play into their hands. I believe it's going to help them relinquish pressure. I believe it's going to help them stay galvanized as a team. Almost the lack of expectation could help this still very young team in terms of trying to win titles. But I do find it so interesting that over the past 24 hours since I mentioned on the Football Terrace, I feel like they're being written off. The amount of airways I'm listening to, podcasts I'm listening to, where they're still just sort of being batted to the side, Arsenal. They're still just being pushed to the side. Yeah, they're in and around it, but they're not going to win it. I've never seen analysis like this in my life. I've never seen analysis like this in my life, where a team that has been so consistent for 2 years, that's been in a title race and up there with City for the past 18, 19 months, who is scoring as they do, conceding as little as fewer opportunities and goals as they do, just be absolutely dismissed. Unbelievable.
This is just something they have to deal with. They are the current champions. When you become a champion, when you win the league, when I was a player at Liverpool, they always put much more store on winning the league, because if they said that said so much more about you as a player, as an individual, as a team that you've.
And I agree. I love that Graham Souness has revealed that. A lot of Liverpool fans online, or some, not a lot, some Liverpool fans online push this notion that the Champions League is the bigger trophy to win. Souness was part of that legendary Liverpool period where they won all the lion's share of the Champions Leagues. And no, winning the league title was the bigger achievement. And I agree with that then, and I agree with that now.
You've dealt with the disappointments, you've dealt with the injuries, and you've still won the league. Winning a cup, you know, especially a European Cup in a big European city on a sunny May night is great. But they felt winning the league said more about you. And right now, both City, they'll be annoyed about not picking 3 points up. And Liverpool will be slightly concerned about their goals. And Arsenal can't play soon enough, the way they're scoring goals and playing.
Yeah, could not agree with Graham Souness more there. This is a 3-horse race. Nobody should be writing any of those teams off as it stands right now. They just shouldn't be. They absolutely shouldn't be. It's crazy. But the Arsenal doubt, I still find a little bit interesting. I get they haven't won one with this manager and with this group of players. But you could say that pretty... Again, this is going to sound like a cliche, but nearly every single team that's won the league with a manager at some point hadn't won the league with that manager and or those group of players. So that's why the analysis kind of bothers me so much. But give me your thoughts in relation to that, people. Up next, why are City fans so scared?
Are the Premier League able to bare their teeth with some clubs, whilst others are able to kick the can down the road? And I'm talking about Chelsea spending $1 billion in a year. I'm talking about Manchester City.
Yeah, but Chelsea haven't been charged with anything.
No.
So Chelsea are not part of the conversation right now. And when they produce accounts which produce those problems, and then the Premier League will take a view. Sure. Manchester City's scenario is completely different, whether I like it or I don't. And I certainly think they have something to answer to. Their charges and their processes and what they're being alleged to have done is very different from straightforward accountancy principles over a 3-year cycle.
That's it. This is what we need to hear from the Gary Nevilles, the Jamie Carragers, the Rio Ferdinands, Every single time this comes up on Sky, on BT, on the BBC, ITV, TalkSport, that needs to be the answer, because the way we're sort of allowing this comparison to go ahead is crazy. One, Everton haven't done anything nearly as bad as what City are accused of. They're different scenarios. City are facing the potential expulsion from the league, mass relegations, gargantuan points deductions like we have never seen in the modern day era of football, potentially even their trophy stripped away from them. They're just not the same thing in any capacity at all. I didn't think I said anything wrong there. Context of the video. This is because the question was being asked, why is Man City's case taken so long, but yet Everton seem to have been punished so quickly? Because the scenarios are completely different. City fans are fuming with this. And for me, again, they're showing a fear within them. These were some City fan, I don't know who he is, posted that video of me talking. And when he posted that video of me talking, he says, and I quote, "Proper weapon, you Terry Fluers, but at least you'll get loads of clicks for me posting this video for you and your egotistical self." So I'm not egotistical. I'm stating that you can't, I'm almost defending City. You can't say that the reason City's situation is taking so long to be resolved is because of the top six kind of dominance and money. It's because the scenarios are different. All I did was explain the fundamental differences between City's allegations, and I said allegations, versus what Everton have done wrong. But there were other replies in there. Lewis here said, how much is their piss going to boil when there isn't a case to answer? Well, there is a case to answer. That is why it's going to a hearing. And the Premier League just made loads of shit up. I don't believe the Premier League have just made loads of crap up. We've seen certain emails. There are certain accounts that have been made. City may end up being innocent of overall what they're being accused of. And if you are innocent, I'm somebody, just for you guys that think I'm egotistical, I will back City, say they're innocent, and push back against anybody that says they're guilty. He says, why bother with him? That's all these people want. Something is missing in their lives. Stuart, nothing is missing in my life. I can assure you of that. I'm simply stating that football fans can't compare Everton's situation to Man City's. Man City have been accused of corruption and fraud, essentially. That isn't what was leveled at Everton or what they were found guilty of. Someone here calls me a bitter rag bastard. Again, I didn't say nothing incorrect at all about Manchester City, and so on and so forth when it comes to this. And for me, I've been saying this for a while, Man City fans that claim that believe they have unequivocal evidence, unequivocal, undeniable evidence that they are 100% innocent, why are you shook? City fans say things like, well, the rules have only been in football for 2 years, for 120, 130 years, they didn't exist. What have we really done wrong? Sounds like an admission of guilt to me personally. And sometimes your reaction to a situation can tell you everything. And the anger, I've actually had City fans tell me they can't come on the terrace because they get threats from other City fans for having conversations around Man City's situation. If you're so innocent, why would you not want to talk about this circumstance? And I'll reiterate again, because if they click this up, they're going to leave this bit out. If City are innocent, I will accept that decision. If they are guilty, I will condemn that decision. But I think with a potential scandal as big as this, ignoring the news articles when they come out, ignoring the chief of the UEFA when he says he believes they have cheated, when prominent figures in football or prominent journalists reveal new information or new takes on a situation, to ignore it and bury our heads in the sand would be ridiculous. My question remains this: why are some City fans so scared? Let me know in the comment section, people. Now, this got me as well. I'm not going to lie. This got me as well. This is to my club, Manchester United. And I'll read this to you. This is from Jonathan, I think it's pronounced Lou, huge journalist for The Guardian, 110,000 followers. This is a prominent individual in the game. And he says, objectively, this is objective. The best bit about this is he uses the word objectively. Quite funny that a club trying to wean itself off celebrity signings and establish a functional structure is building a structure entirely from celebrity signings. I love this bitterness towards Man United. We're not even back yet. We may not get there. But just with I've been, for 10 years, I've spouted and pushed this notion that our structure is our biggest problem. A lot of Man United fans have pushed back against this. Rivals have consistently pushed back against this. But whenever we've signed great players, you get a little bit of saltiness with it. And we have signed some really good players in the last 10 years, but the structure has let us down. As soon as we start building that structure, you really see the saltiness come out. Dan Ashworth is not a celebrity signing. He is just well known, just like Edwards was known. Just like Ed Woodward was known for the wrong reasons. When you're very good at your job or you're very bad at your job, when we live in a world now where information is far more to hand than it used to be, we have a much better idea of how clubs are structured and how they're run day to day. We have far more access to the football clubs, I think, from an internal point of view than we used to. That is why we know who Dan Ashworth is. But his CV speaks volumes. He was not called a celebrity signing, a kind of Galactico signing, if you like, when Newcastle took him on board. It was looked at as shrewd, top quality business. Manchester United tried to sign him, and it's being twisted. Equally, Omar Barada. Who the hell had really heard of him before Man United made him their CEO? Almost nobody. How do we know this? The very newspaper that Jonathan works for and many others did stories that was titled, "Who is Omar Barada?" You wouldn't have to do an article about who is somebody if everybody knew who that individual was. So for me, I just see this saltiness. And I've spoke about this when it comes to Arsenal many times in the last 18 months. Arsenal being back to competing triggers people. Man United even thinking about getting back to that level has equally the same effect. And it's probably, in my opinion, due to the size of our fan base, going to be even worse. But this tickled me pink this morning, I'm not going to lie. Thank you, Jonathan, for entertaining our morning. But the bitterness, the anger, the frustration, the fact that Man United trigger you so badly is a delight to me. Until next time, everyone, look after yourselves. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon. Peace.